What's up, and welcome to Nighttime at the Nerd Bar, episode 135.
Let's go.
Woo! Thank you for joining us on this Monday night live. And if you're watching it sometime later, awesome. And if you are live, though, join us in the live chat. And again, if you're later, comment down below. Did that little kind of ping-ponging
The
around.
live chat's over there. If you're on YouTube, I think it's that way.
I think it's that way, but mine, I'm gesturing to where I look over at it. So
That's fair. I think on YouTube,
oh yeah, that's
it's
true.
like,
Yeah, it's a little. It feels backwards. So yeah, there we one of those things.
Wherever it is.
Yes, but hello, I'm Carrie Lane,
and I'm Katie Cullen. And I want to show off my shirt. I got a Halloween shirt. Necromancy. 'Tis the season. We have fun here.
I mean, not exactly regular spooky, but we get magic and like mystical stuff. And I got my there we go. Got these, and these are little eyeballs, but you can't see that. But
and I had to take my spooky earrings off because my headphones won't tolerate them. But I got to show you my little spooky needlepoint skull earrings. I have to shill for my friend. Her Instagram is Bonchant Studios, BONNECHANCE Studios. It's French. She makes amazing stuff. It is so good. A+, highly recommend. And yeah, I believe the versions of the skull earrings she's selling are without the flower. She did the flower just for me.
Oh.
But yeah, highly recommended. Excellent quality stuff.
Nice. Yeah, if you have any favorite spooky vendors or vendors that have spooky stuff, leave comments down below. Give them a shout out. We always like checking out stuff from artists. We are going to be covering some anime news announcements and those kind of things, as well as covering Frieren and more. So stick all around for all that. We're going to have the information here so you know where to go.
Yes.
So let's kick it off with things we're excited about. And I'm like, where's my...
I was going to say, you're starting.
Yes.
Hang on. I know we switched the order, but you're starting.
Move my tab. So, there it is. All right. So MBC Group and Tokyopop have announced their investment in 2 new anime productions, Acro Trip and Season 2 of Kami App. And the shows are slated for release in Japan and Middle East this month. So these will stream simulcast to, and then looking, So Acro Trip is a comedic action adventure, and it is directed by Ayumu Kotake, known for his work on Golden Kamuy Season 3. And all episodes of Season 1 are scheduled to stream this year with a passionate fan base already awaiting future developments.
All right.
And Season 2 of Kami... there might be a dot. Kami.
I think there's a dot. I think it's Kami.app.
Thank you. I was like, I think so. Yeah. Small font I'm reading. I'm like, or at least my computer screen. So that one is created by Yoko Taro, video game director of Nier. And this season will dive deeper into the fierce battle royale where high school students continue the struggle to become the ultimate Kami, wielding immense power to shape the world. And this is also to underscore Tokyopop and MBC Group's commitment to delving into top-tier anime content and getting that content to the MENA region. Awesome. And strong focus on high-quality storytelling and immersive visual experiences. So be on the lookout for those of when they will be coming our way as well. And if those are regions where you are, be on the lookout for that.
Just the fact that they're specializing in the MENA region. You don't get... You don't see a lot of that. You don't see a lot of, especially companies with a very strong American base going, yes, that region. We are specifically doing that region as well. Like, you don't get a lot of coverage from that, from American companies. So I love that, truly.
Yes. We want anime available to everyone, everywhere.
Exactly. If you want anime, you should be able to get your hands on anime.
Yes.
All right, we are anime adjacent with this one. We're going back to theaters. Iconic Events and AX Cinema Nights present Baby Metal Legend 43 in North American theaters this December. So Baby Metal Legend 43 is a concert film for Baby Metal. So for those of you who are into Baby Metal and maybe have not been able to attend one of their concerts for one reason or another, it is screening in America on December 11th and December 15th. Baby Metal held their largest words. Happy Monday, everyone. Baby Metal held their largest scale world tour, Baby Metal World Tour 2023-2024. The headline tour, excluding festivals and guest acts, drew a cumulative audience of more than 280,000 people for a total of 98 performances. The final chapter of the world tour, their first Okinawa performance, tour final in Japan Legend 43, has been fully filmed. The film is Baby Metal's first live film that allows viewers to experience the diverse music, unique worldview production that only a tour finale can offer, and the overwhelming performance of Baby Metal, which has evolved even further during their world tour. So again, that is December 11th and December 15th for that screening in theaters. Keep an eye out for tickets to become available.
Very cool. It's slightly adjacent to that. If you haven't watched it yet, Baby Metal teamed up with a Electric Callboy, which is a heavy metal German group, and has a song, and it's so fun.
Oh,
because they're in the video together and their live performances of them together. I feel we probably talked about this a while ago, but I just came in my head and I'm like, so fun. Love it when random collaborations are, you're like, yes.
I'm trying to remember who it was they performed with, and my brain is handing me Rammstein, which I'm not sure which is correct, and Sonata Arctica, which I'm also not sure is correct, but I know they've performed. Actually, it might have been Metallica. I know they performed with one very, very big metal group, and the metal group's fans got mad, and the group basically went, "What are you talking about? They're metal. They're amazing. Like, this is the future, guys." So yeah, if you are a fan of Baby Metal, you'll be able to catch that in theaters in December. And while we're talking about things you can catch in theaters in December, a reminder that tickets for the Overlord movie, which will be airing in theaters on November 8th, airing in theaters, sure, are currently available. So get your tickets, go to the theaters for that one. I'm so excited for that. Like, I know I say it every time it comes up, but I truly am.
We got Giga Derek chimed in, said, "Bring me the horizon?" ?
Was it Bring Me That Horizon?
And
I didn't.
Also hi.
Hi. Also hi.
Yeah. Speaking of getting your hands on anime, and also heavy metal, Sentai Home Video has announced releases for January. So coming January, which we're like, oh my goodness, we're almost there.
What year is it? Well, in January, it'll be 2025.
Yes. It is. The first one up is Bastard Heavy Metal Dark Fantasy. Like, I just like that title. It's very dramatic.
That is an excellent title.
Yes. The Dangers in My Heart Season 2, as well as Ninja Scroll. So this looks like maybe, I'm like, is this like an updated version? I mean, the Ninja Scroll.
I think Ninja Scroll is also a classic enough anime that it's probably been out of print for a hot minute. So bringing it back into print is wonderful.
Yes. So check those all out. Check out Sentai for more information on those dates, but they're all in later half of January, which we are almost there. Also, you can possibly pre-order those and give that as a gift for the gift giving season, which are almost there, and then they get in January. So awesome.
As we say for physical releases, print out a picture of what you're going to get them if you pre-ordered it, put it in a card, or if you're me, put it in a card in a box with about 4 rocks in it, and then another box and another box and another box, and then give it to them. So either way, it's, here is this thing that is coming in the mail once it is available. Happy gift-giving holiday.
Which I'm all slight plug on that, makes it sound like Looney Tunes, which go check out our playlist, Animations Film Festival. Katie has Looney Tunes folks interviews up. There'll be more interviews added to that playlist. It is linked down below, as well as, in case you missed it, we have the My Hero Academia, Your Next Red Carpet as well. So go check out those playlists.
Yes. Then I hesitate to say one last instance, but one more instance of being able to get your hands on anime. Girls Band Cry, set to launch on Crunchyroll this November. All 13 episodes of Toei Animation's most recent original series will be released in a batch on November 6th, 2024. You guys, I have been hearing excellent things about Girls Band Cry all season, along with the lament of there's no subtitle, there's no dub, there's no official release, so it's very hard to watch it. Well, it's all going to be on Crunchyroll on the 6th in like
Woo!
a week. That's like a week from now, you guys. I know, right? What year is it? But the 6th is next Wednesday. So that's all going to drop. All 13 episodes will be available at once, offering fans the complete story in a single drop. Series will be available with subtitles in 9 languages and streamed across English-speaking territories, Latin America, Europe, Southeast Asia, and the Indian subcontinent. So check it out. I've heard so many good things about this show, you guys, and we're getting the whole dang thing next Wednesday. Mark your calendars.
I think then this leads us into our next segment of Time for Free Rent. I don't know what that little dance is. Yeah, we're going on the journey.
We're going on a journey. Yeah. We're going places. And boy, are we going places. Man.
We had our we're back in that rhythm of we had the quieter episode-ish, and then it ramped up of the excitement. But you know what? I was here for it. It is so adorable of how do you take care of people when they're not feeling good. And that was so cute. And I love Stark, like, she just was embarrassed because I was there. And it's like,
I mean, you're right.
I know. And
like,
then,
he's right.
And Sign, right? Or him just saying just date already. I was like,
we were watching that and my roommate went, "Thank you, audience mouthpiece." Like, yeah, you're right and you should say it. You're right and you should say it.
Yes.
And also Fern kind of coming around. Like, I thought this was interesting because Fern recognizing, like, yeah, I did start the whole cold hands on your face bit. But the thing that set her off being him holding onto her shoulder. And it's one thing to be like, this is my friend, this is my traveling companion, this is my whatever. And another thing to be like, oh, he could kill me. Just that moment of, oh no, he's actually extremely strong. And your brain clicking that,
Yes. Also, quick thing, looking over chat, Noah Lara says, hi. Hello. And it makes sense because it's not like they have tons of physical contact, though. These episodes also, this chunk, quick note, if you are new, we are only covering these episodes, so no spoilers. Get ahead. You can all laugh at us if we're making wrong predictions.
We're doing 17, 18, and 19.
Yes.
Today.
There were some interesting, not with the sick one, I think it was or maybe it was in their journey to the Magic City, but there were some shot choices.
Right? There was some really weird ass framing going on here. Of those,
in a literal sense, absolutely, it makes sense. That would be your view. But the fact that someone thought it, someone wrote it, someone animated it,
storyboarded it, and it was just everything. And then we got the top down and the bottom up. And the other one that struck me was like, what a weird angle on the woman milking the cow. Like, that was also one of those, like,
There are some choices made with this show.
There were some framing decisions,
especially
made
these ones.
in this one, these 2 episodes, I suppose. Yeah. But like, damn. Yeah. Who did that and why? Was that in the manga? Was that in the manga like that?
That's a good question. Yeah. So if you've read it and you know that, you're allowed to verify that. Look it over again. Yeah. Gigaderic choices were made in this bit. Yes.
My God, yes. Indeed. Decisions.
Rather says, I made it. Welcome. And then, kind of true. Oh, my little girl's growing up. Yes. Oh, yeah. Fern is getting older. No, Laura says, Fern being sick and Fruin taking care of her adopted daughter is adorable. Yes, this was so cute. Also, just like it's learned behavior of what you experience and you like, and maybe you almost haven't thought about why. Because then she thinks back to Himmel holding her hand. It's like, aw.
Well, and so much of what we see, and part of it is just because this is how the story is framed. The whole idea is her, like, yes, of course, they're going to keep flashing back to the hero's party. Yeah. But The fact that so many of her learned behaviors came from that one 10-year stint. She's like, "Yes, it's
Mm.
she's like, 1/100th of my life," or
Yeah,
something
she's
like
like,
that.
"Meh."
She's like, "Yeah, whatever, it's not very long." But so many of her current learned behaviors are from that stint. And
Mhm.
that makes me wonder how much of her life between Flommel's death and being picked up by Himmel was essentially dead air. Like, how much of it was just her hiding from the
Hermit life.
world because
Yeah,
she'd
but
been
that's
taught to hide.
and that was also something though that she says to um sign a little bit of I was hoping to give you the courage to go on the quest. And that's what she got is like that
Yeah.
motivation to go and do the thing. So,
She's already this old and she's finally living.
mhm.
Mhm.
I think moving on to the magic school
No,
ish
I did love
training.
that,
Frozen more in the 6th.
legendary tier magic was, like, getting mold out of things and getting oil stains out, and I'm like, "Yes, my usual spell for that is OxyClean, but if there's a formulation that doesn't require a lot of, elbow grease as an ingredient, I'm here, let's go."
Well, getting rid of mold on a practical level is safety
Amazing.
too.
Yeah.
So, you're traveling. Yeah.
Because generally speaking, and this is a food safety thing for everyone to know, if you have something and it's starting to mold, the whole thing is suspect. If you have one slice of moldy bread, you ditch the entire loaf. Just
Yeah.
because you can't see it doesn't mean that it hasn't spread. If one little bit of your cheese is moldy, the whole bag or the whole block goes. Like, it's
I've had it
not.
with cheese or you just cut it. Oh.
If it's a hard cheese,
Yeah, the
you
hard
can
cheese.
swing that.
Yeah.
If it's soft cheese or shredded cheese,
Oh, yeah. Mm-mm.
done,
Shred no.
done. So that's just, and I understand like oh, there's just a little mold, I'll pick it off. Mold don't work that way.
Yeah.
Mold does not work that way.
If
Once it
it's
starts
already gotten to
going,
that point, yes. That's the
once
part that
it's
you can see now.
visible, you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so everyone knows, in case anyone does not have that life knowledge.
Yeah.
So a spell to like actually get rid of mold,
Yes, you don't wanna
amazing.
eat the
Yeah, you don't
spores.
want to eat
Yeah.
spores. Exactly.
Go
You
watch
don't want to
Last
eat
of
them.
Us.
You don't want to breathe
No.
them. You don't want them in your
Yeah.
system.
Mm-mm. Nope. Yeah, I thought this it because they're basic life activities. If that can be done and taken care of really quickly, fantastic. 'Cause I
Yeah.
mean, we had a object accessory locator spell. That
Oh
would be
yeah.
super convenient at different times. So yeah, I
I
thought that was
mean,
cute.
and they've talked in the show about how human magic develops quickly. Like it took them 80 years to take apart that essentially it took to take apart Zoltrak,
Mm,
the
mhm,
murder
mhm.
spell, and be
Yeah.
like, "It's ours now. We've adapted it. It's ours." And that's reverse engineering essentially a nuke.
Yeah.
So, I would I am not surprised for one, the conversation about folk magic when there were a lot more magicians and whatnot around. But also, just the idea that humans would go, "You know what would make this problem a lot easier? Just a little spell. We'll do a little spell, and then it'll take all the mold out of this, and then the food will be safe to eat." Like, holy cow. Because that is
Actually,
what humans do. We look at things and go, "I can fix that. I can make that easier. Yeah, let's do it."
Gigadare goes, she's got a spell to make warm tea, a spell to turn sweet grapes sour. Only the finest magics. Yes.
So much of her stuff is so practical, though.
Oh, and legendary spells made by hobbyists over the course of their whole life. Yep.
Yeah?
Well, the other thing though that made me think of is we did address for Freerin using a little bit of the more goddess magic too, because
Yeah.
that deals with healing, and that was kind of cool to see. She can do a little bit of it, and I mean, we kind of mentioned before, but this too of like, nope, she just has basic cold. We're good. Let me just make a thing. And the giant mushrooms. Yeah, that was funny.
That tree was beautiful.
Beautiful, so
Yeah.
pretty. Yep. Uh, and then I think that was nice to have more of those talks with. I was gonna say, was this also? This was also the episodes where Sign got Fern and Stark separate and like had discussion
Yes.
with them. And again,
Yeah.
let's communicate everybody and how both of them are like, yeah, that's true.
Like, yeah, okay.
Yep. Oh, this is true. Using with the book as a coaster. That too. That was funny.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
To say who hasn't used things for purposes they are definitely not made for? Who hasn't done that? Come on.
That's true. Yes.
That is also human nature.
Yeah. And then things amp up with we get to meet our don't want to mess with her lady on the road, who met Kraft, that was interesting.
This is one of those things where I do love how they signed the couples counselor. Yes. I do love how they set up the teams. And I do love, again, we also got a new opening and ending. So the new opening is a lot of, all right, now who the heck are all these people?
Yeah, so many new people.
So many new people. And of course, like it's a tournament arc, a test arc. Like, of course, there's new people. But it kind of plot armor. Ubel, yeah. It kind of plot armors a few things.
Okay.
Because, for one, we know that Fern and Frieren aren't going to die. Like, okay, this is an NPC killer. But there's a question of who's going to pass because at least one of them needs to. And the idea is Frieren probably will. Odds are good that if only one of them is going to pass, it'll be her. I wouldn't be surprised if they both do. In this first round, the fact that Ubel got her own character introduction with a known character for the audience, at least, and then got an extra little, she failed the second tier test because she literally murdered the proctor. Like, and you let her take the first tier test? What the fuck are you doing? So the fact that we've introduced this extremely interesting character means that, of course, Fern's team is going to make it through the first round because you don't go, here's a very interesting character for this arc. They're gone now.
Yeah.
Like, it's bad storytelling to do that. So, of course, that team's going to stick around. Like, that is just what makes sense. And also in the opening, the three people, the team that they're fighting, the clip of them that we see in the opening is the captain of the guard carrying the other two and all of them looking kind of sad. Like, okay, yeah, okay.
Rab Adler says, Ubel is a wood chipper. You respect a wood chipper.
Wood chipper is an off switch.
That's true. Now, I thought that I liked getting the introduction, like you said, the introduction of the teams. I like how it's also extremely serious in terms of, no, probably some of you will die. But it totally makes sense of the real world. And even the one who was talking about like how dangerous it was and everything, it's like, well, yeah, if you don't survive this, you don't deserve to try for the higher levels, which totally makes sense. Also, I love Frieren's of watch the skies.
Yeah.
Nope.
Like, watch the skies. Oh, for like, yes, I meant exactly what I said. Like,
literally.
Not helpful. Not helpful when she's asking you to elaborate.
Yes. Also, speaking of funny shots, choices were made of our two girls chick fighting. One of them in teeny tiny shorts and a midriff.
Right. It's like, okay, on the one hand, like, okay, I get it. It's also clothing matching their two personalities. On the other hand, for real? For real?
Yeah.
For real? And that was her school outfit too? For real? Okay. Cool.
I love that blue dress though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was all, ooh, I like that style. And her bloomers. We can see her bloomers.
Honestly, I like both their outfits.
They were both.
But it is just kind of like, you wore that to school. Okay, we went to different schools.
Yeah. And they're fighting, but then they're in a way mutual respect and a tough love, I guess, because it's she encourages me. And it's like, yes. Okay. But we gotta appreciate Frieren's face so many times in that fire. She's like,
it's just the continual violence has been chosen.
Yeah.
Violence continues. Like, I love this. I love this so much. It's just okay. Cool.
And it must bother her even more because Stark and Fern don't get in physical fights, but they definitely are bumping heads. But again, another shot, we get Frieren's head against Fern's head, and that was also choices were made. It's really cute though. Yeah. But they're not physically fighting, but with these two ladies, it's the fight. And so definitely Frieren's like, ugh.
And Freyrin is also traveling with 2 teenagers, but
she's
one
kinda
of
used to it a
them
little bit.
she helped raise and trained
Yeah,
herself, and the other one was trained by one of her friends.
yeah,
So she's
yeah.
traveling with 2 teenagers, but she's traveling with 2 very, very competent teenagers. So this is a
Yeah,
very different flavor than what she's used to.
yep,
So
I
not
like
only
Gigajet.
is she working with other people who are not
Mhm.
adults, she's
Oh, yeah.
working with teenagers who are acting more like
Yeah.
anime teens,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Oh, there we go,
But yeah,
another one.
my
Yeah.
cats are fighting again. All right,
Uh,
get the squirt bottle.
yeah, and the how they do the test, that was so cool, though, that the birds aren't just regular birds, because
Yeah.
that was gonna probably be boring, which not that I would expect that to be that, but, oh, no, there's faster speed of light. Awesome. Or sound, speed of sound. So I thought that was really cool.
Just the fact that I'm watching it with the subtitles, and every time it takes off, the subtitle is just Sonic Boom. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. You're right. And I love that so much.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, that's of course there's a trick to it, and I appreciate that those were the tricks to it.
Mhm.
And then the 2 cut back and forth of, "Oh, we caught one of them. Now we can rest." No, now we're targets because other people will steal our bird. And
Mhm.
you can't just sacrifice a member of your team or let one of them die because
Y'all
if
have to
they're
cross
not
that
there,
finish
you
line.
fail. Mhm,
Mhm.
mhm. And then the other side of, all right, we need to figure out how to capture these and doing just this complete Hail Mary of a plan.
It was a fun plan to kind of fuck with
Yeah.
everybody. I appreciated that. It was kind of funny.
And
Uh,
then we have the
mm,
one guy doing just all of the basically the calculus going, there's no way they'll ever thaw it in time. And even if they did, there's no way the birds will come back here. They're not paying enough attention to the monsters, so they're going to get waxed. Oh, look, it's their corpses. No, the monsters put their own magic on it. And if we try to move them, they'll kill us too.
mhm.
Like just going, it's not this, just marking off all the possibilities and going, this is their plan. And once we figure out what their plan is, we can go steal their bird because
Yep.
odds are very good that now that they've done that, that they now have a bird. So we can go get it.
And that also kind of makes sense in a real world practical sense of, one, you need to survive anyways against the elements, and two, you will probably, I mean, it's one of those, from a administrative perspective, it's super fucked up. But when you're out there in the world, you'll probably encounter people that are trying to kill you and take things from you.
Oh yeah.
So magic test, you should be able to defend yourself. Yeah.
Although I do
And
find it interesting that that one philosophy was doesn't matter how powerful you are if you can't act as an actual symbol. And the whole he's been around long enough not to see himself become the villain, but to see other people be perceived as the villains. It's like,
mhm.
yes, they were more powerful than me, but they still got axed because people turned on them.
We actually, speaking of that, we also get Freeman revealing that she has lost times, but clearly not death lost. But I'm curious on those kind of fights of what, you know, she's not necessarily perfect, not that we thought she was, but that was interesting to get that revealed that some of those people are just regular humans. So it's like,
4
interesting.
times to a demon,
Yeah.
and one of them was again to the demon that invented the nuke, or the armor-piercing bullet, as it were.
Yeah.
Once to a fellow elf, and 6 times to humans. So very much doing the, yeah, your raw power matters, but it's only one factor. And I wanna kinda put a little pin in losing once to another elf,
Mm.
because the one thing we keep seeing through both of these openings is we keep seeing that one elf. And in the previous opening, they were sitting on what looked like a throne with the lighting and the smile denoting, oh, hey, this is what villains look like. And this one, we see her with them. We see them with Freerin, and we see them kind of walking through a time montage. And at one
Yeah.
point, something puts a cape on their shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
So the 2, and God knows how long these are going to be pinned here because I don't know how long the manga is. So the 2 predictions that I'm putting here is that, like, yes, obviously they know each other. The question is whether it's friend or sibling. And I'm putting friend for that one.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing that I'm putting there is either this elf was the demon lord that was defeated, or they are the new problem that's happening up in that territory and the reason
Yes.
that things have been so bug nuts lately. More likely to be the latter. Presumably, the demon lord was an actual demon, but
Right.
would not be surprised either way, because there's some real villain coding going on there in that opening, in both
Yeah.
openings. So, like,
Right. I do think I like this opening more than season one's opening. I think.
I like season one's more, but I
No.
don't dislike this one.
Mm-hmm.
This one really strikes me as like mid-aught Sarah Bareilles kind of song, you know?
Mm.
That's not a
No.
bad thing. That's just my
Yeah.
brain immediately went, oh, I know this kind of sound.
No, the thing though is, see, the closing to me sounded the same, but it was a different visual. It was a
It's the
different.
other half of the song they used for the closing in the first half.
Okay, because I was
It's
like, wait,
because
I feel we heard this song before, but the visual's different, so I'm
Yeah.
confused. Okay,
No, it's the
got
other
it.
half, and I was, looking in there and going, "Okay,
Yeah.
whatever," watching for the song title, 'cause, like, did they do a it's the
Mm.
same song, and the thing is, I don't think it's used as well. I don't think it's used as well
Eh,
as it is in the first half of the season, because
I
I
love
think
the
for the f
visual though. That
oh
stop
my god,
motion. Mwah.
visual's
Yes.
amazing. Yeah, no, that
Okay.
not questioning that at all, but in
Yeah.
terms of the song itself, it
Okay.
feels like it's cohesive
Mm.
for the first one, and then
Mm.
the second half, it's, okay, you very much got, like, the bridge and the ending
Mm.
is a lot of the repeating parts of the chorus and different melodies over one another, and it just, like, I get it, but
Okay.
it feels less contained. It really does feel like, "Oh, this is the other half of the song they already used."
Well, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
I didn't look it up, and yes, I could have easily just looked it up, but it was the I feel I heard this. Is it the same song?
No,
Let us know
it's
your
just the
thoughts.
other
Which
half.
Do you have a preference on openings and closers of this show? Leave comments down below. The Dan to Dan, hearing the full song, I'm like, oh, there's a whole other section of it that we don't get. That song slaps. That
Oh,
one
yeah.
is so good. Love that song. And okay, so back to Free Run. I like just how I like the excitement of going back into, oh, that's what it was. Can I use this ancient archaic device of my
Yeah,
what
right?
I passed? And somebody did know it, which was kind of fun. I appreciated that humor of,
Yeah.
and I agree with her of, if you live so long, why bother staying around with any of these, because they're just going to change and you're going to live past it all. That just feels like more work. And she's not really,
Yeah.
she's not a hermit. She was a little bit, but she's doing her thing and she interacts with society, but not so much that it's like, I don't need to be like registered every time I'm doing these things. So
And, like,
yeah.
it's one thing for, like, a human to go, "Okay, this is gonna be a one-time thing for me, and we'll do this and whatever," and it's another thing for Frieren to be like, "I have to go register again, I have to go make another pilgrimage, I have to go do
Yeah.
this, I have to go" come on.
Yeah. She's like, skip it. Yep. I
That's
like
like,
this.
we get hissy every time we have to re-register the car every year.
Right.
And we
Yeah.
can do that online now, but sometimes you gotta go
Mhm.
get a smog check, and is the
Yeah.
place open, and my check engine light is on,
Yeah.
ugh. So, like, it's that sort of, like, I get it. It's one of those things where it's
Mhm.
just like,
Yeah.
fine. I'm
Yeah.
not saying you should do what Freerun does when it comes to,
Oh,
your
yeah.
car
No,
registration.
that's a
Get the
very
smog
unique
checks and
thing
keep your
for
car
her.
registered.
Yeah.
Don't give anyone a reason to pull you over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else I'm excited to see more where this goes, and I'm kind of curious how long this will be of this arc of training and
My guess is the
exam.
rest of the season. We're at episode 20 next episode, so my
Oh,
guess
yeah,
is
that's
the
true.
rest of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there we go. The bird catching plan. That is an excellent plan of, we're going to do steps and get things done, and the wait and watch and being patient and methodical to get it done. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that she's like, "All right, so we're going to observe it," and they're like, "We're gonna catch it." And she's like, "Oh my
Yes.
god!" Like,
Yeah.
okay, she's the one that knows the most about anything going on right now, so maybe you listen to her. No, all right.
Yeah, that's the other
Again,
end. This is what's happening face. Yeah.
she's working. She's used to working with opinionated teenagers, but her opinionated teenagers are also competent, like
Yes.
extremely so.
Yeah.
So this again, whole new vibe.
Also,
Sober
I'm
whole.
circling back. I like her going to sign of, well, it's the priest's job for you to be the mediator. Which
Yeah.
then it was funny because it was kind of like they were going to confession just a little bit.
Just
It's not
dragging
that she
Stark off
didn't want to try.
screen.
She's just like, that's not my job. That's your job. Goodbye.
It's like, I mean, I could, but you're here.
Yeah, that's a
For
and then
however long we have you, this is your job.
yes,
And
I think
we
he's
didn't
coming
spend any of
back.
our together time together. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I have a feeling he's coming back. Maybe not this season per se, but I don't feel he's gone. Same way we've seen Kraft kind of popping up that
Yeah.
might circle back with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I appreciate
Poison the
so far that
well
the
to
narrative poison the well to win. Yeah.
win.
Freeze the well.
Mhm.
I appreciate so far that the narrative has brought Croft back, both in
Mhm.
the, oh, you've had a very long life and you were a hero so long ago that people don't remember your name and
Mm.
you're still walking the planet.
Mhm.
Like the sense of time and the sense of,
Yeah.
oh yeah, no, he's still here. He's still involved.
Yes.
Just I appreciate that they do that.
Yep. Let us know your thoughts of other things that stood out down below. Was there anything else that stood out for you? I feel we kind of covered.
I think we got everything, yeah.
Yeah, those were the big things that were like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let us know your thoughts on the parts that happened over these episodes or different things. How do you think you would have done on the magic exam? First one. Let us know.
Nope.
I
Good
know.
night, everybody.
I'm not,
No bird for me.
Yeah, and then I believe this. Yeah, Fern gets the fight scene. Oh, well, we
She
didn't
already
really.
is.
That's true. We
Yeah,
didn't really talk about
yeah.
that. Okay, so that was pretty. Not that we would expect anything less, but I do feel that was a little bit of similar to our two ladies fighting. Freeran kicking Fern off the edge of you'll be fine, throwing her in the pool of you can save yourself and you're really good
Yeah.
at this. And of course, her style. Oh yes, with the lady fighting her, going, "You fight like my grandpa" or something.
It's like it feels like fighting my grandma. It feels like she's only ever learned one spell. It feels like, and I'm
Mhm,
kind of wondering the over under of Freeran is able to teach her like that. Like Freeran's able to function like that herself.
mhm,
Freeran is also ridiculously hecking powerful.
mhm,
So it makes me wonder, like, that's your teaching style. That's what's worked
mhm.
for you that you've passed on to her.
Yeah.
Fern is also powerful and talented
Yep.
among humans, not necessarily among like all the mages, but yeah, she's got the
Oh yeah,
rock
she's
stopping
still
power for it,
yes.
and she's clever.
Yep.
But I'm wondering if the very simplistic, basic attack and defense magic might come back to bite her during this exam
Mm.
for people who
Mm.
have, when all you have is a hammer, every problem looks like a nail. What happens when you go up
Right.
against someone who's got a Swiss Army knife?
Mm. Very excellent points of yeah, I kind of wonder if that could be a problem thing. If her style is so specific and possibly antiquated, can that still hold, its own against people now and what they're doing now? But so far so good. And now I was glad to see her kicking butt so far.
And I
We'll
mean,
see
it's
how it
worked
goes.
well enough for Freeran and her win record.
Yeah, yeah. So
But Freeran is also really powerful.
yeah.
So,
Ooh, and then she shrunk her mana even more. You gotta see
mhm,
that. So
yep.
all right, and yeah, Rab Adler says Freeran was mad as a weapon against dark gods, and well, she only knows one way to fight. Yep,
Yeah,
and I mean
that's
it's
true.
worked. If it
Yep.
ain't broke, don't fix it.
But again, if all you have is a hammer.
Yes, yes. So we will look to see. Excited to see what happens next.
Oh, yeah.
Now
Because
we'll
this
talk
is
about.
also just
Oh,
round one.
yes, it's still very early on in their exam.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yep. All right. Up next, we have other stuff you should check out. So these are movies, games, books, shows, whatever that we're checking out that we think you should check out or you should stay away from. Sometimes happens. Hopefully not too often, but sometimes. And yes, your questions may be answered next time on Free Run. Like it. Thanks, Kick and Derek. That's fun.
Yep.
Okay. Still watching Yellow Jackets. Still liking it. It is a wild show. At least season 1's on Netflix. I didn't really look if season 2's on there. I kind of think not, because Netflix is getting shows from other platforms for only kind of one season at a time or so. So we'll see, but either way, it's good. Yeah, it's fine. It's on the service I have, so yeah. I'll take what I can get.
There you go.
And the other one I watched on, I think this was on Netflix. Yes. Because I was trying to watch something on Amazon. Amazon on Prime is having this thing where the volume dips. Anybody else having this problem? I'm using a Roku, and I've had it on a couple shows now or movies now where the volume level, you do not do anything, and it goes. And it's so aggravating because it's even the ambient sound too.
Ooh.
So we've suffered through it before, but this time was one of those like, nope, changing platforms. So checked out Family Pack, and it is not quite the correct translation because it's a French movie. It would probably be more just like werewolf, but that wouldn't quite work. So it's kind of a more family-friendly French version of Jumanji. And it's like, and it is, what's that guy's name? I'm like, I will look it up. So it is pretty much this family in France, and the family has this kind of board game, and the thing is, they essentially get sucked into the game, and it's like a medieval countryside, and it's kind of like the game Wolf, Mafia, where you're trying to figure out who someone is, and then each of the people playing get some kind of like ability.
So it's werewolf.
Yes.
Or Blood on the Clock Tower.
Yes. So pretty much that, but sprinkle that in with Jumanji because they are in the game and you have to solve it to get out. And it is pretty fun. And it's, Jean Reno is the grandfather. He is the dude from The Professional, as well as many other films, but that's a big one that some people know him from. And it's cute that he's like the grandpa. But it's fun. There are some things about it that are definitely a little more frustrating because it's like a little bit of a toned down family version that you're like, let's struggle with problem for a little while. But the concept is fun. It was, I somehow feel like because it's a foreign film, you kind of let some of that slide, and it being more family friendly, you kind of were like, okay, sure. But it is kind of a cute, whimsical, if you're liking that vibe, it's kind of a fun one to put on for a whole, and I would say mostly full family friendly. There's some kind of spooky stuff, but not too much. And the werewolves do look pretty cool. So that was a unique, random one that I found of like, sure, why not? Sometimes those are good I don't really care. Let's put that on, so that was mine.
Have you watched I think it's Werewolf Within.
Yes. That one was fun. That's like, they're at like a lodge or something.
Yeah.
Right? Yes. That was fun.
I was thinking similar premise figure, like based on a game, etc. So I was wondering if you'd seen that.
I think Werewolf Within, very different kind of vibe. But this one, in that feel of you're trying to solve the mystery. But this one is cool because everybody gets like a superpower, kind of like someone can read minds or read minds, invisibility, strength, and some other stuff, because then that'd be spoilers. But some other kind of like superpowers as you play. So that's kind of cool. Like you're not going in with nothing. You get to fight back in a different way. So,
all right.
Looking real quick over here at the chat, we got Gig Derek said, showed my friend Ghost Stories dub for the first time. Just very confused. Nice.
Oh, the classic. Oh, boy.
And then also says, got my hands on Sonic and X and Shao Generations. Play it as soon as you can. All right. And then, yes. Cool. There we go. And what about you?
We've got our hands on the copy of that. We are dodging spoilers because we're working with a borrowed PS5, so we have to finish our second playthrough of Alan Wake and all the various DLC first. But Halloween plans include booting up the Lake House DLC and seeing just how far down the horror hole that sucker goes, because it looks like it's gonna be rough. So yeah, good spooky things for Halloween. Keeping up with Shangri-La Frontier, keeping up with Dandadan, enjoying them both immensely, as one does.
Yes.
Yeah, watching the dub for Dandadan this past episode was a little interesting with some of the translation choices. I'm like,
okay.
One of those knowing enough Japanese to know the whole like saying goodbye scene is like, hang on.
Yes, I'm kind of. What was it?
It was very much like, is it goodbye or is it just goodbye? Like they were doing a really bad, and the subtitles were doing it too, a more intonation thing.
Oh, well, it's one of those. Not gonna say what they said, but because in case you haven't watched the episode yet, but per what my understanding of Japanese is, I'm like, yeah, that works. Because I was waiting. That's like when you sit there and line predict, and you're like, yes, that's what I would have thought, and it was what it was. Oh, the thing that kind of blew my mind is there's a chase sequence, and the people who read it, I'm kind of curious, how was that experience for you to watch it and then have what audio they use? Because that was amazing. That
was for a while. That was because that's the. I'm trying to remember what the name of that piece is. For a hot minute there, it was my mom's ringtone.
Oh, that's
back when you were paying for it. So I'm sitting here going, "Wait a minute,
yes.
I know this."
I thought that was because, like, you're reading it. That wouldn't have been there unless there could have been a description,
like a cue or something.
There could have been, maybe,
but
I kind of doubt it. So. If you're not watching Dandadan, you need to watch it. It's so wild. It continues to be wonderfully unpredictable, and I am enjoying it so much.
And I'm watching the dub, and the line deliveries have been perfect.
Nice.
Just pitch perfect. Oh my god.
Also, I know we're not covering it too, but did you realize that the Japanese voice of our male protagonist is Tanjiro's voice?
For real?
Yeah, I was like, wait,
no, because I'm watching the dub.
Okay. Well, if you go watch it, he sounds familiar. He said, "Oh, it's Tanjiro."
Yes, and our dub female protag, his name is currently escaping me, is our dubbed Nezuko voice. That's Abby Trott.
Oh,
so
nice.
Hey,
yay! It's all
the parallels, the parallels. Yes, I picked up 5 books from the library, and I'm just going nuts through all of them. I have made my way through Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher. For those of you unfamiliar, that is the I hesitate to say pseudonym or pen name because it's for Ursula Vernon, who also writes under her own name. But when she's writing under Ursula Vernon, it tends to be directed more towards a younger audience, and T. Kingfisher is definitely for the older audience, because boy, does she have a lot of horror under that name. Paladin's Grace is not horror. It's fantasy. It's a frankly excellent romance. It's not quite cozy fantasy, but it's very fun to see, like, oh, these are the inner workings of a town. Oh, there's this. Oh, here's the religious and the magic and the whatever that they have. Like, I love it. I burned through that very quickly. It's supposed to be a 7-book series. There are currently 4 out. My library does not have the other 3 in book form. They have ebooks and audiobooks, and I'm sitting here going,
do the zip program.
We don't have it down here.
Really? It's in California. It's a California thing.
Send it to me, because I asked my librarians about it, and they're like, we don't have that. What we do have is a request form. And I have definitely been throwing things on the request form for the LA Library District. So send me that link then, because if that's all California, then
for my library, if and then we've mentioned this before, but in case you haven't heard about it, if you live in California, there's a program right now. It's called like Zip Books or something like that. Just ask your library about like Zip program. Pretty much, if it is of a certain value that they are okay with, I don't know what the cap is, they can look it up on Amazon. And they will order it, send it to your home, and then you read your book, and then you drop it off at the library, and it becomes part of circulation at no cost to you. And that's why I've read a bunch of manga and got manga at our library too, because I was like, wait, I want to read this one. You don't have it? And then they would order it. So I thought it was all California libraries. So
I don't think it is.
A California grant program. So
Send me the link because that the librarians at my local branch did not know about it. So might not have hit LA.
Or it's a thing that they might not know about that does exist.
Send me the link.
Okay, I shall look it up.
Regardless, the Saint of Steel series is so far one book in, very good. Highly enjoyed it. One of those, I'll just do a little bit of reading before bed, and then I look up and go, it's been 3 hours. Oh god. That sort of
That's when
thing.
you set a timer almost.
I'm bad at that. It's like I set a timer, and then I'm like, I'll just finish the chapter. I'll just do the next one. I'll just do the shit. Yeah, that's how I live my life. It's a problem. But yeah, reading good.
If there's anything y'all are checking out, books, movies, games, whatever, let us know. Leave comments down below. And there we go. And then that leads us to the end. So thank you everybody for tuning in. And if you watch us live, awesome. If you watch later, also awesome. Thank you so much. Don't forget the link down below for the Animations Film Festival playlist, as well as the My Hero Academia playlist if you missed that. And Katie, where can... actually, before that, don't forget to follow us over on Twitter at NTATNB. Post different photos or links over on there. And be sure to follow us here on Fanversation. Make sure you're subscribed and that notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Fanversation also is on all social media platforms too. Katie, where can people find you?
You can follow me all over the social medias as well as on YouTube and Twitch at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. I am also on Silver Screams, a YouTube channel I do with my roommate that is all horror things.
Ooh, perfect for spooky season and other times as well. And you all can find me online at Carrie D Lane. That's KARIDLANE across all social media platforms. And yeah, the most recent things are Animations Film and My Hero. So check those out and just make sure you're subscribed and follow me on the different platforms because it's a lot easier. Then you'll just know when the things are there.
Yep.
And we appreciate all of you tuning in and joining us here. And we will see you next week. Bye. Oh, and early happy Halloween.
Happy spoopy.
Yay.
Also,
be safe and have fun.
Vote.
Yes.
Early voting has already started in some states. Check your eligibility, check your registration. If there is an issue with your registration, in many states, you can request a provisional ballot at the polls so you can still cast your vote. Do your research and vote. It's real fucking important.
Yes, and election day isn't the only day to vote. It is the last day to vote. Yes. So get started, get on that, and make your voice heard. All right. Thank you, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
See ya.